The Blunt Post with Vic.
Good morning and welcome to The Blunt Post with Vic. I am your host, Vic Gerami, the editor and publisher of The Blunt Post. The Blunt Post with Vic is a program that covers national breaking and headline news, offers analysis and commentary, and I interview members of Congress and other high-profile public figures. Melissa Grant is a partner and lead trial attorney at Capstone Law, APC, and the president of Grassroots Democrats headquarters. Melissa has a long history of forming and running grassroots democratic organizations. The mission of the Grassroots Democrats HQ is to defend the 7 congressional seats that she helped flip in 2018 when she was the chair of the West Side Democratic headquarters. She works to flip the Senate and to take back the presidency. She's also President Emeritus of the Pacific Palisades Democratic Club after having served as the Pacific Palisades Democratic Club's president for 7 years. Melissa is a 50th Assembly District delegate to the California Democratic Party, and she is a member of the prestigious Women's Political Committee, which supports women candidates for federal and state races around the country. In 2013, the Los Angeles County Democratic Party named her Democrat of the Year. Hi, Melissa. Welcome to The Blunt Post with Vic. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. Nice to see you, or hear you at least, Vic.
Likewise. Thank you for being on the show. I know you're swamped right now, especially for the next 6 weeks.
Oh, yes. Nothing could be more important than the next 6 weeks, that's for sure.
Yeah, so I want to talk about what you do. You are the president of the Grassroots Democrats headquarters right here in Southern California, West Side, and you're involved in many different things as well. And I just want to get your take on national, regional, local elections and politics and what's happening. But before I get into any specifics, I want to ask you about your perspective in regards to where we are as of today, since things change every minute, it seems like, in terms of our road to November 3rd.
Can I just briefly say, correct one thing, and that is that,
Sure.
or clarify one thing. Since COVID-19, the Grassroots Dems HQ operations have gone completely virtual, and they're now nationwide.
Oh, okay.
So we're not just focusing on, our volunteers aren't just from West LA, they're from all over the country.
Oh, okay. I got you. I knew that your efforts were nationwide. I just didn't realize that there were other groups or cells throughout the country that are part of the group as well.
Yes. Yeah, that we
Thank
have
you.
over 40 affiliates from all over the country.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you for letting me know about that.
You got it.
So yeah, tell me about your take on where we are, where we're headed, and how things are as of today.
Well, I would say I'm optimistic, but after 2016 and the lesson learned there, I am cautiously optimistic. And at least that we're going to flip the White House, take it back. And I think as the days go on, I'm getting more confident that we could actually flip the Senate. Interestingly enough, the congressional races that we helped win in 2018, a couple of them are facing real strong challengers. And that's giving us pause. So we're doing everything we can to, for example, re-elect Harley Ruda in CA 48 and re-elect Gil Cisneros in CA 38. And then, of course, there's elect Christy Smith in CA 25. Mike Levin in CA 49 and Katie Porter in CA 45 are not facing quite the same challengers, but everybody's got to pull out all the stops to make it to the finish line.
I'm glad I'm glad
okay.
you brought them up, because I've interviewed every single one of them except for Christy Smith, whom I hope to do soon. So I'm very optimistic that we can support all of them.
That's great. We're also working to elect Amar Campa-Najjar in CA 50. Amar ran in 2018, came very close against Duncan Hunter, but now he's running against Darrell Issa, and he's recently been doing very well in the polls, and he's been named a red to blue district by the congressional Democrats.
Fantastic.
That's how I feel right now.
Okay, well, I'm glad. I think we are pretty much in the same place. I tell people I'm very cautiously optimistic, especially with just not knowing what the Republicans will pull. They always have tricks up their sleeve, so we shall see. I'm a little bit concerned about what's happening with the post office and what the mail-in ballots are going to look like. I think it was Congressman Mike Levin who was telling me that about 2/3 of Democrats are going to be voting by mail, where 2/3 of Republicans will be doing it in person, which, as you can see, that creates a doorway or an opportunity for Trump, who's been trying to sabotage the election.
Right.
My show is The Blunt Post, so I'm pretty blunt about that. With the help of his henchmen.
His Russian henchmen.
Well, and DeJoy.
Right.
Who's been it's just the corruption is unfathomable. But I am also, again, back to Vice President Joe Biden's team, that they have all the right people in place that are monitoring all of this. So I want to go to what you're doing at Grassroots Democrats headquarters, so some of your initiatives and efforts and such.
Well, we're now running, I'd say, around 36, and it's going to be increasing, believe it or not, Zoom volunteer engagement opportunities. We've developed a partnership with Progressives for Biden. So we're running Biden phone banks 5 days a week and we've partnered with the middle tier indivisible groups throughout the country who are using our phone banking system to phone bank for Biden-Harris. We also have phone banks for key Senate races, including Mark Kelly in Arizona, Teresa Greenfield in Iowa, Steve Bullock in Montana. I know I'm leaving people out. Cal Cunningham in North Carolina. Mm-hmm. The Biden phone banks are focused on Michigan and Wisconsin and Pennsylvania and the other top tier states the battleground states that we need to win, and tier 2. And then, of course, we're doing phone banks, and I should also say texting. We're texting as well. Phone banks for the congressional candidates here in California, as well as Harold Tipernini, who's running in the District 6 in Arizona, the Maricopa County District, which is the largest congressional district in Arizona. And we're on the tail end of doing a massive amount of postcarding. We've had hundreds and hundreds of volunteers sending postcards in the multiple thousands, tens of thousands. But those will come to an end at the end of September. And we're also running training programs for the Biden campaign, training the trainers that are all over the country for the Biden campaign.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is.
That's a lot. Well,
it's a lot.
This is The Blunt Post with Vic. I am your host, Vic Gerami. You are listening to my interview with Melissa Grant, the president of Grassroots Democrats headquarters. I thank you, and I'm sure a lot of people thank you for all of that. It's such a crucial thing. I mean, I think every 4 years we say this is the election of our lifetime, but this is it. This is it.
This is really it. Our democracy is at stake. And I share your concerns about the post office and the intervention of outside forces. It worries me that Trump is trying to set up the notion that absentee ballots are supposed to be counted before Election Day, which is dead on false. So he can set up the notion that he should win on Election Day.
I think that's absurd. I think
It's frightening to think that what this man has done.
Yeah, at some point, I think that Democrats and our leaders will just not stand for it. I just can't fathom some of our more courageous and really brilliant leaders like Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff and Maxine Waters will really let him just get away with something like that.
There's actually, believe it or not, there is a fundraiser that Congressman Ted Lieu and Congressman Joe Nakuse are doing to help break an electoral college tie if it happens. There are, how many? Let's see, 7 districts that we need to flip in order to preserve our majority to control who gets selected as president should there be a tie in the electoral college.
Well, I'm glad you told me about that. I'm a big fan of Congressman Ted Lieu as well.
If you give me your email, I'll send you the invitation to it.
You got it, for sure, after the show. So, Melissa, if there are people listening, and I'm sure there are, who'd like to help, volunteer, donate, whatnot, where can you direct them? How can they reach you or the organization?
They should go to our website, grassrootsdems, DEMS.org. And there's a donate button. There's also a volunteer pull-down menu, along with resources and events. There's all the information they need at the grassrootsdems.org. I should also mention we have a fellowship program for young adults, which we have 30 fellows right now, and they're high school and college age and slightly over college age that are working to help our operations run. And we welcome any young person who wants to get involved. We'll put them to work. We also have phone banks specifically targeting young people. We have a millennial happy hour on Monday night, and we have texting and phone bank events where we're targeting young voters and using our fellows and other young volunteers to talk to young voters to get them to vote.
That's fantastic. The Friday night one, happy hour, I love that, for young voters. So that's grassrootsdems.org.
Yes.
If you want information, get connected, donate, volunteer, etc. Melissa, before I let you go, because I know you're super busy, what would you like to add if I've left anything out?
I don't think you've left anything out. I do want to give some credit to our executive director, Tamara Melzer-Levinson, and our field director, Davis Hahn. Without their leadership, we'd be up a creek. But we need as many volunteers. Take that anger that you feel and fear that you feel toward Trump and what's going on and channel it into doing constructive work to flip the Senate, keep the House, and take back the White House. So Join us.
Well said. If we do not want to wake up November 4th and have any regrets.
Exactly. That's, as Hillary Clinton recently said, this is it. It's not going to turn up where you can decide later. You got to do it now. Yeah.
Amen. Well, Melissa, thank you so much for being on The Blunt Post with Vic. Appreciate your time. I hope to have you again soon on this road that we're all on until November 3rd.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it, and I'll come back whenever you ask me.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Okay.
That was attorney and the president of Grassroots Democrats headquarters, Melissa Grant. Thank you for being on The Blunt Post with Vic, Melissa. I really appreciate your time.
The Blunt Post with Vic.